Hi guys, it's Ariel. So today I'm actually going to be talking about like fangirls and how the fact I can talk, I swear. And the fact that I don't really fangirl very much and people think I do. And it's kind of funny because most people actually don't believe me when I say I don't fangirl. Like, perfect example actually. Everyone knows I'm a fan of All Time Low. I freely admit it, I really like All Time Low. And I really like Jack Barricade. Like, it's funny because one of my really good friends took me to go see All Time Low in 2012, and he knew I was a big fan, and he apparently didn't realize until recently that was the very first time I'd ever seen them. And at that show we met Jack, and again he knew that I was a big fan, and we were talking about it the other day, and all of a sudden he was like, I said I don't fangirl, and he's like, bullshit. He's like, All Time Low. And because I talk about him a lot, I guess. All Time Low, if you ever see this, you're the ones that put your lives on the internet and it's funny. I'm sorry, you amuse me. Anyway, my brain isn't working. As soon as I turned on the camera, I decided not to work. Anyway, he was like, bullshit, All Time Low. And I'm like, dude, you saw me with Jack. I'm like, I didn't care. And he was like, what about the first time you met him? And I'm like, that was the first time. That was the first time I'd seen him in person. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize that. And it's like, it's kind of funny because that's usually the reaction everybody has when I'm like, nah, I don't fangirl. Because I try to be professional. But my main thing, honestly, is these people that everyone loves that fangirl or fanboy over, just like, you know, they freak out over it. They're just normal people. That's my thing. It's just, they are normal people. They put their pants on the same way. I said pants weird. They're fans of things too. Gerard Way actually just recently said that, and I realized I'm wearing a My Chemical Romance shirt when I say that. And it's like, they're not worth fangirling over. Yes, you can adore them, you can idolize them, but I don't see the point in screaming and crying and flailing over them and like basically trying to molest them through barricades and things. I don't understand that. I'm like, they're just normal people, stop it. Like, as big of a fan, for example with All Time Low, as big of a fan as I am, frankly I have a feeling I would end up insulting them at some point just on accident, because I'd be joking around and say one wrong thing or something. Like, I call them lovable idiots. Most All Time Low fans will agree with me, but I call them lovable idiots. If I ever said that to their face, they might be insulted. I don't really know. And it's like, my point is I don't see the point in fangirling. It's fine if you do it. I personally just do not see the point. And there's been some crazy fangirl experiences that I've seen. One of the worst actually was at that All Time Low show. Alex came around the corner, and I didn't see him, one of my friends did. I swear she channeled a kitten when she saw him, because she made like this kind of adorable, kind of weird sound that I can't mimic. I wish I could because it was so funny. And I'm like, aw, what was that? And she's like, Alex. I'm like, Alex? Like, it didn't click in my head. All of a sudden she turns me around and she's like, Alex. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, I started to go up and talk to him, but he started talking to somebody else, so I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll hang back and then I'll say hi. And all of a sudden, fans realized he was over by where he was. And I can't get the image of these girls' faces out of my head, because I swear to God, they looked like zombies trying to attack their food. Like, they didn't look like, oh my God, they didn't look thrilled. These two girls honestly looked like they wanted to eat Alex. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean they actually wanted to eat him. They probably didn't, but that's what it looked like. I got scared. I have still not actually met Alex Gaskarth. I walked up and kind of like pushed him near security, I think, or I like motioned towards that. If I didn't actually touch him, I don't know. Regardless, I wanted him in safety, and I was very relieved when he went inside, because I was terrified for his life. And I think about that on occasion where I'm like, God, what do these band members think when fans get overly excited like that? I'm gonna go now. Bye.